back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of our subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. If you are new to the channel, you are highly and very welcome. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. And then hit on the bell also to get an update whenever I upload a new video. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew a female shirt sleeve. That's a female cuff shirt sleeve. So it says you can just see the picture up there. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It is a simple project. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to draft our basic sleeve. That's the first thing. So to draft our basic sleeve, you're going to use your round sleeve measurement. That's your armhole. So for mine, the armhole measurement that I'm going to be making use of is 10 inches. So what I'm going to do, and then the next thing, I'm going to measure the length of the sleeve. So the length of the sleeve that I want to do, the long sleeve, is actually 19 inches. So my basic sleeve, I'm going to cut out 15 inches. So I have 15 inches here, and then I'm going to add 4 inches as the cuff to elongate it to be 19. So I already have my 15 inches here. The next thing, I'm going to use my sleeve, my calf's height. I'm going to use about 5 inches or 4.5 inches. I'll just take 4.5 inches, and then from this 4.5 inches, I'm going to mark it up to this top part. Just make a curve like this. And then the next thing, I'm going to measure my biceps area. This sleeve is not actually a tight sleeve. It is a little bit free. So for the biceps area, that's from this point to about 6 inches. I'm going to measure 16 inches. So it is divided into two. This is 16 inches. So from this point, I'm just going to come to 8 inches. This is 8 inches. So you make sure it comes like this. And then towards the middle part of my sleeve. So this part, the first bicep part is 6. And then towards my elbow part, the elbow part of my sleeve, which is about 11 inches, I'm going to use about 14 inches. So this is 14 divided into 2. And then towards the side where the cuff is going to be, I'm going to use about 12 inches. So that's that. You just join them together. So this is just our basic sleeve. So we'll cut this out. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to cut out the cuff. So that one is just a straight fabric. So for that, I'm just going to use another piece of paper. So I'll make it about 5 inches because I'm going to sew it and turn it. And then I'll cut it out. And then the next thing, you're going to use your cuff, that's your wrist measurement. So for the wrist measurement that I'm going to be making use of for this, I'm going to be making use of about 10 inches. So this is 10 inches. I'll make it 11 inches. So everything I'm doing is folded into 2. So that is why you see I'm just using 5.5. And then so we are good to go. So you see what we have. So now we're going to transfer to our fabric. So I'll cut this out now on the fabric. Okay, so you see I've cut out my fabric, and then here are the fabric that I want to use for the cuffs. Because I'm going to sew and turn, so I cut out 2 pieces each for each sleeve. So I'm going to open up my sleeve like this now. So I'm going to make sure that the right side is facing right side. So I'm going to choose which part of my sleeve how much and width I want to use for the part of the cuff. So from this part like this, I'm just going to make sure that your stitching allowance, you put that into consideration. So I have about half of an inch here. So from this point, I'm just going to come to about, you can do 4 inches, you can do 4.5. So it depends on what you actually want. So mine, I think I'm just going to go with 4.5. So I'll mark the 4.5 like this. And then the length, how much opening you want on your sleeve. So for mine, I'm going to do about 5 inches. I think it's okay. Yeah, 5 inches is okay. So I'll take it up to this point like this, and then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to open this. So make sure that they are facing each other. and then I'll open it up on that point like this. So this is okay. So the next thing we're going to cut out facing. Okay, so I cut out about 7 inches facing that I'm going to use on one side, and then I'm going to cut out another one. So the width that I made for this one is about 3.5 inches. Why I chose to use 3.5 inches, I want to have access, as I want to have enough fabric to be able to manipulate and then iron it down without it to be okay, because if you don't have enough fabric, it's not going to be neat. So this one is 3.5 by 7, and then I'm going to cut out another one for this part, for this other side. So the one for that part is going to be smaller. Okay, so the next one that I cut out is about 6 inches. That's the length is 6 inches, and then the width is 2 inches. So we're going to go over to the machine now to stitch them together. So you see how it is being done. Okay guys, so now we're going to start stitching. Okay, so you see I pinned this one on this side and pinned the other one on the left side, on the other side. So I have the slimmer one here. So this I'm going to stitch on this other part. So the way I'm going to stitch it, I'm going to stitch it from the inside. So I just took it to the machine and then ironed it down a little bit. So I'm just going to take it like this now from the back. I'll stitch it from the inside like this. So I'm going to open it. So I want you to know, just see what I'm doing. I'm stitching it from the inside of the other part. That's just pick a part of it. So this is the right side of my sleeve. So I'll just take these strings out. I'll just keep it so that you'll be able to see. So you can see what I have now. So what I have now, I'm just trying to lay it flat. So because of that part that I folded in. So I'm going to stitch it down now. Okay, so after securing it down, I'm going to take it now to my ironing table. So once I get to my ironing table, I'm going to, this part that I folded inwards before, I'm just going to make sure that I lay it down flat and then iron it. So that's just what I'm going to do, and then I'll come back and show you how we're going to stitch it. Okay, so I'm going to secure it. So I finished ironing it now. I'm just going to secure it down now from inside. So you have to be very careful. Organzas, they can be very difficult to work with. So I finished that part. So the next thing now, so this part I'm going to work on it. That's this part. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to fold it in, just to give it like a good. So this is the right side of my fabric. Please, I want you to note. So I'll fold it inside like this, just to give it a good finishing. So like I said, organza is very difficult, so because it is transparent. So I'll just put it down and then I'll secure it. So you see it is inside. So this is the one that will carry the blankets that will cover this up. So just make sure, it is not really easy to sew organza. I'll tell you that. So this is the second one. So this second one, I'm going to sew it from the inside also. That's like this. I'll take it in like this. Make sure that this points like this. That's from the edge, and then I'll stitch it to this part from the inside out, and then I'll bring it outside. It's going to be outside, so you stitch it from the inside. So I'll just go ahead now, stitch from here to here. Okay, so this I'm going to bring, So I'm going to bring it outside like this. So it's going to be on top like this. So the next thing now, I'm going to take it back to my ironing table, the same thing I did on this one. Okay, so after stitching it now, so I'm going to take it, I'm going to bring it out like outside like this. So I'll take it back to my ironing table and then iron it. And then I'm going to fold this part inside like this. As I'm ironing it, I'll just take it and then just to create my placket, I'll iron it down like this so I'll be able to come back and stitch it. So that's just what I'm going to go and do. So I'll go ahead and go and do that now. Just tuck it in and then iron. Okay, so I finished ironing. So you just iron it however you want it to be. So I'll just go ahead now. Now I'll stitch it. So once I get to this top part, I'm going to take it like this and then I'll bring it on top of this one. So I'm going to explain it more closely. Let me just stitch. Okay, see what I did. So you just make sure you take this, you just pull it a little bit like this and then you secure, make sure it is sitting on top. So you see at the end of the day, see how it is looking. Because of this is an organza, it is a little bit difficult. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim all of the excess thread that I have. So after this, the next thing I'm going to do, you are going to stitch the band together. So this is the band. So I've already finished stitching it. So I just stitch it on the four side. That's, you stitch on the three sides and beg your pardon, just stitch. And then at the end of the day, see what I have. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn this out and then I'll go and iron both of them. And then I'll come back and show you how to join it together. Okay, so I finished ironing. The next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to join my sleeve together on the side like this. So use your measurement. So you can see what I have. So the next thing now is for us to fix our our cuffs on it. So you just open it up and then we're going to start stitching from this point. So just make sure that it is straight, everything is equal. Okay. So here's how we're going to stitch it. This one, what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce, I'll just cut out a little piece, maybe like half of an inch from one part of my cuff, like this. Okay. So after cutting it, it will look like this. So this part now, so I'm just trying to make sure that all of my edges are secured. So I'm going to stitch this shorter part first. So to stitch it, you're just going to take it like this. Make sure on the short parts, as in, I'm just trying. Okay, so here, this is the short part. So make sure that it is starting exactly on the exact line. So I'm going to start it from the exact point like this. So as I stitch, I'm going to pleat it. Why? Because my sleeve is bigger than my cuff. So I'll pleat the sleeve a little bit so it can fit into it. Just tiny, very tiny pleats. So I'm going to open it up now and then I'll check before I secure it down. Just make sure it is okay. So you see, it is looking good. So I think it's okay. So I can proceed. So you see how it is looking already. I hope you can see it. I'm just trying to check it, to double check it very well. So I think I can proceed now. So the next thing now, you are going to take this. It's a simple process. You're just going to tuck it in like this. That's the other excess. You tuck it in and then run a straight stitch on it like this just to secure it down. So I'm going to trim a little bit of these ones. Okay, so I think we can go ahead. You can actually iron, but if I was using Ankara fabric, I'll just iron it down neatly. But organza, the less you iron, the better for you. So I'll just go ahead and then I would secure. Okay, so I'll just go ahead. I'll just give it a clean stitch like this. Okay, so I'll just go ahead. I'll iron it and then I'll show you the final look of the sleeve. Okay, guys, so at the end of the day, so you can see how our sleeve came out. So it came out beautiful. So you see how it is looking. So you can just add your cuff links here or you use your buttons. So it depends on what you want to do on it. So thank you so much. If you find this video helpful, please hit on the like button if you have not subscribed.